Sterling High School, Channel 19, winner of the National Emmy Award for the Best Live Game Broadcast.
You're watching Sterling High School, Channel 19, serving Hynella, Laurel Springs, Magnolia, Summerdale, and Stratford.
For the first time since 1971, Sterling is South Jersey champ.
Went on to become the New Jersey Tournament of Champions winner. South Jersey's never won it before. So the Sterling Lady Knights and that string sing. South Jersey is well represented now.
Sterling is going to the championship game.
Looks like he's fouled there. Put up a desperation shot. And there he goes. It's good. It's good.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Sterling Channel 19, as it's been quite a while since we covered the boys team, but we are back here getting ready for some Tuesday night hoops where our boys basketball team will be going against the West Deptford Eagles. Sterling sitting at 7-6, 3-2 on the season. The West Deptford Eagles at a 3-7 and 1-4 in the division. So take a look at the Colonial Liberty Conference. Haddonfield Bulldogs at the top, 10-3, 4-1. That well-oiled machine over there, and Haddonfield has proven to be great time and time again. Then it's the Haddon Heights Garnet sitting at 9-5, 3-2 in the division, and then Sterling sitting at 7-6 and 3-2 in the division. Had a pretty successful weekend over this past weekend at the tournaments. They went 1-1, and then the Woodbury Thundering Herd, who have really done a good job of coming back at a 5-8 record, 3-2 in the division, and then the West Deptford Eagles at 3-7, 1-4, and the Paulsboro Red Raiders at the bottom, 3-9, 1-4 in the division. So taking a look at comparing the two teams, Sterling sitting at 7-6, third in the Colonial Liberty, compared to West Deptford's 3-7, fifth in the Colonial Liberty. Sterling's offense putting up 58 points per game, while West Deptford's is putting up 51, and Sterling's defense has done a good job of only allowing 55 compared to the 69 that West Deptford lets up per game. Taking a look at some of the leading scorers, Zion Arnett with 13 points per game, and then right under is Julian Johnson with 12, Travis Schmidt with 11, Josh Borsch with 8. And then for West Deptford, Nick Senator really leading the way. One of the captains for this West Deptford squad with 14. Carter Watson, who we saw a lot in the soccer season for West Deptford, who has 10. And then Michael Joseph with 8 and Curtis Pearson with 6. Taking a look at the game history, since 2007, Sterling leads the series 30-14. Sterling has won 9 straight, and the last time, I think it says West Deptford, last one in 2020. The keys to the game, Sterling really needs to do a good job of rebounding the ball, trying to get their height advantage going, and then also controlling the pace of the game, making sure they don't get too ahead of themselves and make any mistakes. So here are the power points for right now here in the South Jersey Group 2 standings. Middle Township at the top, and then followed by Cinnaminson. Haddonfield sitting there at third, right above Haddon Heights. Overbrook Camden sitting at 5-5 this year. Gloucester with 10-2. And then your Sterling Silver Knights at the 7-6 record. And then if you take a ginormous leap, we go straight down to 16, where West Deptford resides at a 3-7 record. So I'm going to take a step aside for just one moment and let the players introduce themselves.
Marcus Johnson, junior, forward, Summerdale.
Travis Schmid, senior, forward, Laurel Springs. Jace Camarda, senior, guard, Stratford.
Casey Kozaneski, senior, forward, Stratford.
Julian Johnson, senior, guard, Summerdale.
Quentin Rosano, senior, forward, Stratford.
Zion Arnett, senior, guard, Summerdale.
Mari Key, senior, point guard, Summerdale.
Joshua Bush, junior, forward, Magnolia.
Salim Jones, junior, guard, Lindenwold.
Julian Tummings, senior, point guard, Magnolia.
So welcoming us back here are the West Deptford starters, the freshman Kyrie Eason moving into a spot a little bit uncomfortable for him, but he's doing a good job this season, averaging 5 points per game. And then Nick Senator, the senior captain with 14 points per game, 142 total points, does a great job, all-around great player. Then TJ Cross, the sophomore, with 4 points per game this year, 39 rebounds, And then there's Carter Watson, having a good season this year with 97 total points. He's second on the team in points per game with 10. And then Michael Joseph, who this year leads the team in rebounding with 64, averages 8 points per game, but struggles a little bit from the charity stripe. And then now for the Sterling starters, the usual 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Zion Arnett, the senior, leads the team in points per game with 13, has a total of 178 points. Does a great job from the charity stripe, who's 70% shooter. And then Travis Schmidt, someone who got really excited over his free throw percentage with an outstanding 96, 11 points per game for him. Julian Johnson with 12 points per game. He has 160 total points this year, 85% from the charity stripe. Josh Borsch, who's having himself a great season, leads the team in rebounds with 61. And then Jason Camardo, the natural-born point guard for this Sterling team. So I'm Daniel Leakin, joined by Kevin Schulz here, getting ready for this extravaganza between West Deptford and Sterling. And I mean, Schulz, it's the first time you're checking out the Sterling team. What are you excited to see from them?
Well, I think right now you're looking at a strong team that you said it, Danny. They had a good weekend. They've played a lot of good competition to get to this point. I think that's one of the reasons why you're looking at the 76 record. But just in talking to some of the people around the team, that they could be playing better, haven't gelled, and they feel like they expect more from themselves moving forward as you get towards the second part of the season.
So as I mentioned, Mr. Schulz, we have not covered boys basketball in quite some time, and someone who has now entered the lineup for the Silver Knights team is the senior guard Amari Key, standing at 5'9". He played this past weekend and also played in the game against Paulsboro, as there's the two coaches, Mr. Behringer on your right and then Mr. McCown on your left for the West Deptford Eagles. So it'll be interesting to see how Amari Key can impact the game. Did a pretty good job against Paulsboro the last game I saw him play in, and definitely brought a good impact and just good veteran leadership onto the court.
Yeah, a kid like that, obviously, also dual athlete with football player, and really did a great job for them his first year playing football. Coaches couldn't say enough about the good things that he did, but a kid like that's going to come on the floor, have good energy, good athleticism, be able to come in a game and make an impact immediately.
So the two giants for both of these teams, Michael Joseph for West Deptford and Josh Borsch, who's looking a little bit different today, as there is our mascot of the game. There is Timmy the Bear.
Very good.
Victory. That's what the Knights are hoping to get today. And there is Josh Borsch for Sterling. Both of these players lead the team in rebounds. Josh Borsch looking a little bit different with a nice little haircut, a little shorter than we've seen him in the past couple
went from
of
6'6" to 6'4".
Yeah,
without
all the hair.
Throw up there.
Big throw. Just getting ready for tip-off here. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm Daniel Leakin, joined by Kevin Schulz as we're just getting ready to get this one started. Sterling looks like they're going to win the tip, and Camardo is going to get things started here for the Silver Knights. Camardo getting guarded heavily by Eason, finds Borsch. Borsch now driving inside the lane, makes a nice move and tries to get the floater, does not go. Rebound Borsch. Borsch puts another one up, doesn't go. Rebound once again. Borsch gets blocked right there by Watson. Rebound Camardo. This one goes back out to his Zion Arnett. Over to Schmidt. Schmidt going to rip a three-pointer, and that one bounces in.
Good job by Josh Borsch initially getting to the hole, getting a few different opportunities, really being able to get up in the air. But Sterling kicked it out and were able to drain it.
So the three-pointer does not go there for West Deptford. They get their own rebound, though. Cross gives up to Eason, who finds, it looked like Watson. Eason now going to get this one started here for West Deptford. Gives this one off to Senator, who finds Cross. Cross finds Senator. Senator guarded heavily here by Zion Arnett. Arnett tips his pass, and Schmidt gets the steal. Schmidt now moving up in transition, trying to weave his way into the paint. Finds Camardo, who finds Johnson. Johnson to Arnett. Back to Schmid. Schmid from the corner. How do you do? 2 for 2 to start for Travis Schmid. He is feeling the heat.
A couple things impressive about that. First, you had his iron net, putting the pressure on, getting a steal, going the other way. Great movement around the perimeter.
Great start here from the Knights, playing great team basketball to start here. As West Deptford looking to get some points on the board here, down by 6. Schmid with the three-pointers, to open the scoring up. Senator now gives it off to Cross. Finds Eason. Sit back to Senator. Finds Eason. The Eagles looking like they're going to regroup.
Yeah, they're going to take their time here.
Senator with a big three-pointer, and yeah, it shows they kind of made you stand correct yourself right there as Johnson gets roughed up in transition, so a foul is called.
And we were saying, Dan, they've had some ups and downs this year, going against some tough teams. I think right now when you go against a lesser team, the big thing is is each player individually doesn't want to try to do too much, doesn't want to try to force things. You want to do all the little things you need to do, even though you're going against a lesser team.
And someone that's struggled from beyond the arc recently has been Travis Schmidt. So to see him get those 2 3-pointers to start the matchup off, it's definitely a great sign here for Sterling. Driving into the lane, it's Josh Borsch, and he's going to lay that one in.
That's impressive. Josh Borsch, for a big guy, got a real quick first step and just blew right by the defender.
What Jake said a lot last year, Schulze, is he was a 3-level scorer. He really does have that speed to attack you dynamically from a lot of different places, and definitely was on display there. Definitely such a quick first step. Blew by Joseph in transition.
And a good teaching point to the defender. You can come at somebody quick, but it's got to be under control. You got to be square and balanced, and he definitely wasn't there, and Borsch made him pay for it.
So Arnett has it now for the Knights. Finds Borsch. Borsch trying to post up here, looking for an option, finds Schmid. Schmid gonna fire away, has the hot hand, but that one just a little bit too much power on that one. So now Watson has it in transition here for the Eagles. Gonna slow it down with Johnson covering him. Watson trying to blow past Johnson. He finds Pearson. Pearson back to Watson. Watson gets his pass tipped there by Schmid. Looks like a foul is called there on Travis Schmid as they went into the corner. So we take a look at the replay here. Just getting a little bit too physical there with what looked like TJ Cross.
Now you have the help defense coming over, collapsing down on the ball. Definitely like the intensity you're seeing on the defensive end of the court for Sterling.
Definitely not a lazy team, Schulz, I can give you that. And they, at all times, are hustling on both sides of the court. Senator now finds Watson. Johnson covering, gives it off to Cross. Back over to Senator. Senator's going to rip it from beyond the arc, and that one just a little bit too much power. Arnett taking it up, finding Schmid. Schmid now getting the easy layup. 8 points to start this one for Travis. He's had himself a great game thus far.
Yeah, another situation where defensively it led to a fast break and points.
Pearson with the nice layup right over Josh Borsch. Getting the first 2 points of the game here for the West Deptford Eagles, and then Johnson responding quickly on the other end. Back and forth scoring here between these two teams. The Eagles looking to slow this one down.
Now, just like Borsch, Johnson blows right by the defender.
Pearson makes a nice move, but gives it up. Didn't realize how much room he had. Schmid now taking this one. Gives it off to Johnson. Johnson with the layup, just misses. Schmid with the rebound. Johnson with the rebound, and Johnson gets it in.
Early on here on the offensive end, Sterling's really dominating the boards. We saw Borsch with a few consecutive opportunities in the first trip down the floor, and right there you see Sterling just absolutely dominating down in the low post.
Their size, not very different from West Deptford's. We took a look at the replay here, but just rebound after rebound getting them these scores. Schmid has 8, Johnson has 4, and Borsch has 2 to start for the Sterling, and this has been a quick start that they've desperately needed.
And one thing West Deptford has to do, they're very predictable on the perimeter, and you can't do that against a very good defensive team out on the perimeter like Sterling. They're cutting off the passes and really clogging up those passing lanes. You need a ball fake, head fake, something to keep the defense off bounds.
And stepping out of bounds there is Pearson. Travis Schmid fired up after great defense.
And that's a perfect example. They're going around the perimeter. They're very predictable. Once somebody gets the ball, they've got somebody right on them. You're getting the ball, but you don't have space.
And you can follow us on Twitter or X or Instagram for our athletic director's Instagram page. You will find the news happening around Sterling, the buzz surrounding our sports teams on our X or Instagram page at Go Knights Sports. So we're going to have our question for today. What NFL team has had the most wins in the 1980s? Now, Schulz, I don't want to make fun of your age, but this one might have to be a K. Schulz answer.
Yeah, I'm going to say...
I was thinking Steelers.
Can I guess right now, or should we wait?
Yeah, guess right now.
I'm going to say the 49ers.
I was going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I
didn't even know about this. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is
a
new thing we've started doing.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen Schulz on a broadcast since the football season.
Did he?
So I'm going with the Steelers. You went with the 49ers. My secondary guess, just to maybe be a little bit of a troll because Sayano is a Giants fan, maybe it's the Commanders. I think he's erasing. So we're going to come back to Mr. Ciano. Just wait, looks like. And 49ers, hey! Schulze getting it with this one.
Keep him coming.
Schulze 1 for 1 as now Amari Key looking to go 1 for 1 from beyond the arc, and he knocks that one down.
And we talked about Amari Key coming into this game and having an impact. There it is right there, draining the 3.
Schulze and Amari Key having something in common right now. 1 for 1 for the both of them. As Pearson gets that rebound, finds Senator, looks underneath towards Joseph. Watson finding Cross, back to Senator. Senator is going to fire from beyond the arc. That one doesn't go. Rebound for West Deptford. Pearson now going to try one of his own, and he knocks that one down. Pearson has all 5 points to start here for the West Deptford Eagles. As now Camardo's going to give one of his own. That one doesn't go. Rebound there by Cross.
First time West Deptford's gotten some wide open looks there that last time, and they were able to make it count.
Pearson trying to test his luck once more. It does not go. Schmid now taking it up the court in transition, trying to go all the way. Gets that one stripped away from him. Now Senator moving up the court, finding Cross. Cross trying to rip a three-pointer, and he knocks that one down.
And I think that if West Deptford can get up the floor quickly before Sterling can set their defense, that's their best opportunity to get the open looks. Sterling's really been tough in the half-court defense.
So a 9-point game now, as Borsch is going to look to fire up a 3, and that one, nothing but net there from Josh Borsch. He has 5 on the night.
Now that just goes to show you, if you leave him open and stay back because you don't want him to drive past you, he can drain the 3.
And now he gets the steal. Borsch now, just him in the net, going to take it up for the dunk, does not cash it in. Ambitious there. No hair, but adding to the confidence right now. And Senator now making Camardo miss, firing up a nice little mid-range, gets that one for 2. Captain finds his first points of the game as this one finds Schmid. Schmid going to release a 3-pointer, nothing but net there from Schmid. Actually may have hit off the back, but nevertheless, Schmid on fire, having himself an 11-point first quarter.
Somebody turned a switch on, and this pace of this game is just switched with the fast breaks, back and forth action. We really had, for the most part, a half-court game to this point.
Nice little floater there from Cross, who has 5 on the night. And one of the keys to the game was Sterling making sure they can control the pace, and I think they've done a tremendous job of doing that right now. As Schmid, once again, from the corner, looking to make it 4 3-pointers, but that one doesn't go. Now Watson, here for West Deptford, dodges a Camardo steal. It looks like Amari Key got a little bit too handsy there with Watson as we take a look at the Travis Schmid 3-pointer. Just a catch and shoot, and he's done a good job in making sure Joseph or Watson have not been able to catch up to him beyond the arc.
And they always say how the shots come from low and you bring it up. He was able to set those feet. Just looked real comfortable following through on that shot and draining it.
So the last time Sterling was home, Tummings was out, I think with an apparent leg injury. Checks into the game here for the Knights, along with Marcus Johnson. Playing pretty tight defense there, does a good job on Eason. And now he's moving the ball up the court. Johnson to Borsch. Borsch back to Tummings. Tummings finds Arnett. Arnett slowing the pace down. 20 seconds remain here in quarter number 1.
Good to see Strong with a lot of depth. I think that really helps what you can do defensively, maybe put a little bit more pressure on the ball.
Key now finding Tummings on the outside, but he could not handle it. So with 9.4 seconds left, Sterling turned the ball over. West Deptford an opportunity to get within 10.
Strong going to pressure the ball here with 9.4 seconds left.
So Senator trying to use his speed to get past Amari Key. Key doing a good job of sticking with him. Senator almost loses it, gets it out to Pearson. Pearson now finding Eason. Eason going to fire one away to beat the buzzer, but that one doesn't go. And that will end the first quarter. So the Knights with a lead over the Eagles, 23-12, as we're going to cut to break for just a quick moment.
What made you become a bully?
Twerk. Twerk.
Whoa, nice one, man. You should start hanging with me.
Okay.
Yo, Dang, look at this. Go show him who's boss.
Back to Sterling Channel 19 as we're just getting ready for some second quarter action as we take a look at the beautiful McDonald's cross or arc. Only one of 6 left in the world, the only original one left in New Jersey. And that beautiful sight is how we're going to get started here in the second quarter. There's the super fans doing a good job of popping out tonight, showing their support.
That's one thing that's very unique to our school, Hal. There were mostly athletes up there supporting the other sports, and boy, they were a big part of what the soccer team was able to do in the fall.
Yeah. A couple of the players on the Sterling basketball team also a big part of that, as well as the three-pointer from Martello misses. Marcus Johnson finds Josh Borsch, who finds Key. Key pump fakes, gives it off to Borsch. Borsch now trying to find Tummings in the corner, but it was tipped on the way there, so Sterling ball.
Dan, you talk about the little things that Key does. We obviously saw that three-pointer, but then when they defended the inbound pass, did a great job staying on Senator, bringing it up the floor, pressured him, and it really led to them not really getting a good opportunity at the very end of that quarter.
So Arnett has it now, getting covered by Eason. Eason pokes that one away for the moment, but Arnett gets it back. Key gives a couple of jabs to get this one off to Tummings. Tummings trying to move, trying to get himself some space, tries to take this one up to the basket, but a jump ball is called. Possession will stay in favor of the Sterling Knights. So again, Tummings was out last Thursday, I think with a leg injury. Now back in action here for the Knights. Borsch finds Arnett. So Arnett takes his time, finds Key. Back to Borsch, back to Arnett. Arnett gonna rip a three-pointer of his own. He's gonna knock it down. Arnett finding his first 3 points of the night. Adding on to this three-point extravaganza. Senator trying to answer back with one of his own. That one doesn't go. Rebound by Arnett. Arnett finds Borsch. Borsch slowing it down, finding Arnett, who finds Tummings. Tummings back to Borsch. This one gets over to Key, finds Arnett. Arnett looking underneath towards Johnson. Johnson gonna take this one up and get that one down. Nice moves there by Marcus Johnson, the 6'3" junior.
Yeah, they have multiple forwards that can just go in the low post and dominate.
And on the other end, Joseph was trying to respond. He could not. This one gets over to Arnett. Arnett gonna lay that one in. So 5 points all in the night for Arnett, 30-12 the score. Eagles find themselves in an 18-point deficit.
Yeah, Jeff, just a dominating effort by Sterling. Whether it's on the fast break, they can play a fast-paced game, they can play a half-court game. Just really clearly the better team.
Looks like a foul called there on Tummings as we're going to take a look at the replay of Zion Arnett's nice little layup.
Good job by Arnett closing, and nice thing to see is a lot of different players are having an impact on what Sterling's been able to do to get out to this quick lead. And we mentioned about depth. That's a big thing moving forward, especially when you get to some of the bigger games towards the end of the year, moving into the playoffs.
Eason now finds Martello. Martello looking for Senator. Senator going to slow the pace, gets a nice pass there to Watson. This one gets over to Cross. Cross going to fire from beyond the arc. That one does not go. Rebound by Key, who sends up Arnett. Arnett going to go for yet another layup and get that one in.
Yeah, this is clearly a game of veterans against younger guys. You saw Arnett right there on that fast break, just moved over a little bit, used his body to shield the defender, and then used his speed from that point on.
This one gets back over to Arnett. Arnett going to fire from beyond the arc. That one a little bit too powerful. Schmid with the rebound. Great hustle there by Travis Schmid. This one gets out to Key. Key going to fire up a three. That one does not go. Getting a little word from the fan to my left there. So there is Jason Camardo. Again, one of the lead pioneers of that boys soccer team this year. Scored the game-winning goal against Harrison in the finals.
Yeah, definitely.
Came in big on that West Deptford playoff. I think he had a goal in that one.
An outstanding player and an outstanding leader.
And then here's another guy who just had such a big game against West Deptford. That game, Schulz, that one went into penalty kicks, and Schmid had to come up big in a couple of moments. Actually made Carter Watson on West Deptford miss. He had the crossbar. I remember that pretty vividly. And it gave Sterling a ticket to the Group 2 finals, which eventually brought, or Group 2, South Jersey Group 2 finals, where they went against the Haddonfield Bulldogs, and then we went against Robbinsville and then Harrison. That's how he got to the States.
Is there any more pressure-packed situation than being a goalie
No.
in a penalty kick moment and with the whole season on the line?
No, and Amari Key with a nice floater there, and Schulz on that moment. I mean, in my opinion, soccer goalie is the hardest position to do in any single sport. So for Schmid to be so good at it, especially in those high-pressure situations, and that's something that you should be really proud of. But also getting it done on the basketball court here, has 11 today, having himself a great game as that 3-ball drops down there for Watson.
Yeah, Trav's really had an impact in soccer and basketball since his sophomore year coming in. Yeah,
Johnson
really
going to answer with one of his own. That one does not go. Rebound there by Martello. Senator bringing this one up the floor. Gives this one off to Eason. Eason finding Martello. Finds Cross. Cross finding Watson. Going to give this one off to Senator. Senator now driving inside the lane, trying to feed this one underneath to Watson, but that one tipped by Sterling.
Yeah, it's just a case of you're a senior leader on this team, just trying to make something happen, but Sterling's really done a good job defensively on the drives to the basket with the help defense coming over, and that's why you're looking at a 19-point deficit here.
So Carter finding Cross. Cross does not shoot it, gives it off to Eason. Eason going into the lane. Does a good job of finding Joseph. Joseph cannot cash in on the layup. Sterling gets the rebound.
And you're seeing West Deptford, even they have some opportunities, they're just rushing things, and that's that Sterling defense just really getting in their heads.
Arnett going to take this one into the lane, a pull-up jumper. That one does not go. Rebound there by Joseph. And the foul called there on Schmid. Schmid not very happy with that call as we take a look at the replay.
Yeah, it's one, sometimes you might get it, sometimes you might not, but it was directly in front of the refs, so I think chances are the call's going to not go your way in that one.
Sir, it's Coach McCown of the West Deptford boys basketball squad. A couple new names checking in for the Knights. We have Salim Jones, Quentin Rosano, and son of Mr. K in the truck, Casey Kozaneski. The Senator's going to fire up yet another three. Finds nothing but net with that one, as a timeout is called by West Deptford. So again, Schulz, what you said, I mean, a veteran guy just trying to put up some points for West Deptford.
Yeah. But they got a lot of young guys, a few sophomores, a freshman, so they'll definitely have their time. You know, we always.
And you can follow us on Twitter or X at SterlingTV19. We'll have all the updates of stuff happening around the castle, all the sports updates as well, and just important things you guys need to know at home. Make sure you guys go follow us on Twitter or X at SterlingTV19. So very happy to be back here for some Tuesday night hoops. I mean, super fans showing up. And as I mentioned, Schulz, there was a while there as we take a look at Timmy the Bear. There was a while there where Sterling was away, but we finally have a couple string of home games for Sterling, and I think it's going to be nice for the boys to get back in action here on their home court.
Yeah, that happens one way or another. Sometimes it'll be the opposite way around. You have all boys games almost for like, it seems like almost a month, and then the schedule flips over. You have girls games. So
yep,
all part of what happens in the Colonial Conference, which is an outstanding conference.
And a lot of these home games Sterling's going to need to cash in on, as they're definitely going to need wins over Haddonfield and Haddon Heights, two teams that they lost to away. This one finds Schmid. Schmid fakes a shot, finds Camardo. Camardo getting pressured here by Senator. Also by Eason, the freshman scrappy defender. Camardo looking across the way for Rosano. This one gets back out to Kozaneski. Kozaneski to fire away. That one doesn't go. But Sterling maintains possession. Mr. K's son almost getting a three-pointer there. That would have been awesome to call right there, but that one does not fall.
And they continue to get a lot of good looks through inside-outside movement, kicking it out. Good ball movement.
Great ball movement as Rosano's going to fire this one up, and he's going to knock it down. Quentin Rosano, the senior, first year on the varsity roster, knocks that one down. And Watson responds quickly. raining threes here. Hallelujah, ladies and gentlemen, as Sterling and West Deptford trading. This one finds Schmid. Schmid turns around, looking for an outlet, finds Rosano. Rosano to Camarda, finds Jones. Jones taking this one into the lane and makes a nice layup. Jones is someone that definitely is not afraid to fire it from beyond the arc, has a lethal three-point shot. His Senator is going to try one of his own and knock that one down. He has 8 points on the night.
Yeah, it's gone back and forth. We've had some half-court sets, but then we go in a run-and-gun type of game. And Sterling can play either. It really doesn't matter.
As this was the Quentin Rosano three-pointer. Again, Schul's great ball movement. Finds Rosano. Rosano cashes that one in. And he's the type of kid, and not that I've really seen him play a lot on the varsity team, but I definitely know from gym class, once one goes in, he's going to start firing them up.
Well, you have good athletes out there, good leaders when you're talking about Camardo, Rosano, guys who, again, really were big parts of what went on in the state championship soccer season.
As Joseph puts in that rebound, finds his first 2 points of the night. This one finds Rosano. Back over to Schmid. Schmid looking for an outlet, finds Camardo. Camardo finds Borsch in the paint. Looks like Borsch got fouled on the pass. That one will be on the floor, so Sterling's going to have an inbound. Take a look at the Senator. Excuse me, this was not the Senator layup. It was the Carter Watson miss, and then the Joseph putback, who finds his first 2 points of the night. West Deptford down by 13 here against the Sterling Knights. Schmid finds Kozaneski. Kozaneski from the corner. That one goes in. Make it rain, Casey Kaz, and he finds himself 3 points.
Casey with the three. A lot of different players getting their hands on the ball and trips down the floor, and that's what you always like to see.
Casey Kozaneski. And I think the Sterling team from beyond the arc has been red hot so far in this one. Schmid now pressuring Pearson. Senator now moving into the lane. Great defense there by Schmid, but a nice pass, and Pearson with the layup.
Yeah, Senator knows he's going to get attention his way, and good job getting Schmid on him and dishing the ball off.
Great hustle there by Camardo. It looks like a timeout called there by Coach B.
Well, 15 seconds left in a half that obviously was clearly dominated. As you look at Casey draining the three.
That one, did a little ring around the rosy there. Casey held his breath, but we're going to take yet another look at it. Mr. K, you're going to feed off this clip. And there are some more soccer players in the front. In the white jacket is Max Bleem. To his, on your screen, to his right is Carson Wiley, the sophomore who netted the game-tying goal against Robbinsville. And then Bright John up there doing the little monkey thing where you tap on your head and move your rub your stomach at the same exact time. Scored the game-winning goal against Haddonfield. Also some girls soccer players there too in attendance. Taylor Baker and Brooke Rhoda talking with Mike Carr there in the second row. The two girls, the one in the white and the one in the Sterling soccer t-shirt.
What game, Danny, was your most memorable game of that whole stretch?
Well, I mean, selfishly, people would think I would want to say Harrison because that game was just awesome. But in my opinion, just because it was home and just because of how fun it was, Robbinsville.
I thought you were going to say that.
Robbinsville was amazing.
An incredible. I mean, I was fortunate to be able to, I wasn't able to make it, but watch it. You guys did an outstanding job.
Camardo chucking one up with little time left. This one gets to Rosano, but not a lot of time. So it looks like it'll do it here for half number one. Sterling with a 42-28 lead over the West Deptford Eagles. We'll be right back at you with some second half action.
I'm out of beer. Well, we need to go get some more. It's still dry. Yeah, let's go.
Dude, take the seatbelts off. What are we doing? Yeah, you're right.
I'm ready to drive. Yeah. Don't drink and drive.
Hey, stop that, bully!
Are you begging for a knuckle sandwich, twerp?
Maybe I am.
Nice try, twerp.
Please, hamburger, please help me. He's bullying me. You're right. I need to help you. I'm the anti-bully. Oh my God, thank you. Oh yes, King.
Douglas. Here. Brody. Here. Joshua. Joshua. Joshua.
I don't think he signed up for flex time.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no, I'm too late.
Help me, please! Help! Help!
Puff my vape right now. May I use the bathroom, please?
Yes, you may use the bathroom.
Yo, what happened to you? Wait. Man, screw that.
What happened to Doug?
Because he was vaping and thought it wouldn't hurt him at all.
And remember, stay clean,
Bring fresh chicken.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, how was the game?
It was great. We won.
I'm sorry I missed it.
It's okay. You can check out all the highlights on Sterling TV 19's YouTube channel.
Oh, wow, really? All right, I'll check it out then.
Bye.
Where were you? You were supposed to meet me at my locker.
I had to get my books.
Let's go.
Where are we going?
Don't worry about it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sterling Channel 19. As we're just getting ready for some second half action between your Sterling Silver Knights and the West Deptford Eagles as we take a look at the leading scorers in that first half. For Sterling, Travis Schmidt on fire from beyond the arc with 11 points in that first half, actually 11 points in that first quarter, and Zion Arnett with 7, Josh Borsch with 5, and then for the West Deptford Eagles, Senator had 8, Pearson having himself a nice night with 7 points, and then Carter Watson with 6. So we're going to take a look at some of Nick Senator's points, and Schulz, and even in a rough West Deptford first half, he was a pretty bright light.
Well, you can see why he's the leading scorer. He can set his feet, shoot from the outside. I like the fact he drove to the basket, drew a defender his way, and on one of the plays dished it off to a teammate underneath the basket. But definitely a shooter from the outside, no question about it. Just has a lot of younger players, and a tough season for him, but he's making the best of it.
And talk about shooter from the outside, Gooner with a nice 11 points in that first half, and man, he was just on fire.
So take a see this as Travis Schmidt drains that, and Strong for the most part shot pretty well from the outside, and I think their ability to drive to the basket made West Deptford kind of stay off them, so they had those wide open looks, and they definitely took advantage of it.
I mean, Schmidt doing it inside the paint as well. Just an all-around great scorer for the Sterling team. And here's one of his last 3-pointers of that first half. Just catch and shoot. No mistake about it. As we're getting ready for some second half action here on Sterling Channel 19. There's a little fan supporting the boys. Thank you all for tuning in.
Fans of all ages.
I'm Daniel Leakett, joined by Mr. Schulz, and happy to be here. Happy to bring you guys this broadcast of Sterling versus West Deptford. With Sterling having a pretty dominant game thus far against the Eagles.
Pleasure to be out here, Dan.
Yeah.
And man, I took in a lot of the action from the when you guys did the soccer run. I just watched it at home, and man, obviously the soccer team, kudos to them. What a job they did. That just having a memorable run, but what you guys did with how you covered it and allowing the community to be able to, even if they couldn't make the games, to watch it. Just hats off to you guys, to Mr. K, and everything that went on with that whole effort.
Well, thank you, Mr. Schulz. And man, that run definitely magical. And not to discredit the soccer team in any way, shape, or form, they're all very talented. But when we sat and looked at Harrison on paper, and you can ask Marlies, you can even ask any of the boys, they were much more technically better soccer players. And the girls are winning. The girls basketball team is winning 19-12 after half number 1 at West Deptford. If they win, Miss McDonald would be up to win 299, one win until 300.
Good for her. What a career she's had as a coach. And I know they're down a little bit this year, but man, she's getting the most out of them, and what an incredible career she's had.
Yeah. Yeah, as I was mentioning, Schulz, I mean, Harrison was much more technically just better. I mean, in a lot of shape and form, and credit to Coach Marlies, who's standing at the door to the right. And, I mean, just someone who gratefully deserved Coach of the Year, because not that Sterling, again, was not a great team, but just made them, had that ability to play.
We're going to get a look at him in a second as Karina just panned over there.
Senator's three-pointer, the first three-pointer of the half, does not go.
Johnson. Good heads-up job by you, Karina. She's on it.
Johnson slows things down here with Camardo, the starting 5 out for the Knights to start the second half.
I like the fact that Sterling's able to get a lot of players into this game. To me, on a lot of fronts, you get kids experience. You never know you're going to need them. And just the fact that all these kids come to practice all the time, and I know Coach Barringer really appreciates what they do, and for them to get in the game, especially when they give the starters the looks in practice, they play hard in the scout team, and that really goes a long way in preparing a team for big games.
So Borsch now finds Camardo. Very slow around the arc here for Sterling. Good ball movement, though. This one goes underneath Schmid. Schmid looking around, finds Arnett. Arnett now driving into the lane, gives it off to Schmid. Schmid off the backboard and in. He has 13 points on the night.
Yeah, that's where Sterling's had their way with West Deptford, down in the low post on both ends of the court, and that obviously continues.
It looks like Borsch gets called on a traveling violation as we take a look at the replay of the Schmid layup.
I'm still trying to get used to Josh Borsch with the shorter hair.
The shorter hair.
I'm adjusting.
Yeah, he had that big afro a lot of the time. And
for a while.
For a pretty long time. Senator is going to release a three-pointer. That one does not go. Rebound by the bald-headed man, Josh Borsch. Not quite bald, but definitely.
Yeah, a little bit more to go, but
yeah,
almost seems that way compared to what he did have.
Yeah. It's very crispy on his sides as Watson's going to fire up a three and makes no mistake there. Carter Watson from way downtown finds himself at 9 points on the night. And yeah, Borsch definitely, I mean, it's going to be running like the wind now without all that big poof. This one gets out to Johnson. Johnson's going to fire up a three. That one does not go. Rebound there by Senator. Senator taking this one up for the Eagles, slowing the pace down. Senator finds Cross, looks for Eason. Eason finds Senator, gives it off to Watson, who finds Cross. Back over to Senator. Eason now taking this one into the lane, gives this one off to Cross. Cross going to fire up a three-pointer. That one goes off the front rim. Arnett now, slowing the pace down here against Senator. Gives this one off to Johnson, who finds Camardo.
Zion Arnett following the footsteps of his brother, Antoine Arnett. Great player here.
And firing up a three there is Julian Johnson. Great shot there by Johnson. Sterling a 14-point lead. Senator trying to cut that to 11, does not do it.
Well, this is where you hope the threes carry over into the next game.
And now Borsch gets fouled on the way in as we take a look at the replay of Johnson's three-pointer.
A lot of open looks by Sterling, and again, we go back to the great ball movement you're seeing around the perimeter.
Our next TV game here on Sterling Channel 19 will be on Thursday. We will be going against Gloucester Lions, who are right above us in the power points. They are number 7 at 10-2. We are number 8 at 7-6.
Gloucester always traditionally a very scrappy team.
And there is Coach Marley's again. As I mentioned, Schulz, not to shame any of the Sterling players, but compared to Harrison was a lot more technically sound, and Marley's trained the Sterling team to perfection and got them to win against Harrison. And such a historic game for Sterling.
And I feel like he was talking before the game, had a game plan of letting Harrison pass the ball and do whatever they do, but when you get down close to the goal, to really clamp down, and he really carried his game plan out.
Mrs. Schmid and Mrs. Camardo there, next to Mr. Marley's, who were working the refreshment stand outside, or outside of the gym, I should say.
An exciting run for parents, too.
Yeah. There is our Victory Bear, a.k.a. Timmy the Teddy. And yeah, man, and Schulz, you were right on the button with that. Marley's really just did not apply any pressure to the outside passing that Harrison was doing. I remember it, and Harrison would be there for 5-10 minutes and just passing it between their defense, and it wouldn't do anything because they wouldn't get closer. And Sterling just capitalized on the opportunities they were given. Very scrappy team. Fought till the very end.
And I'm sure that style really frustrated Harrison.
Oh, yeah.
And you really get into their heads mentally with that approach, and obviously it ended up working out in a big way.
Camardo going to fire up a long-distance three. That one does not go.
Are we getting any more trivia?
I don't think so. We only really do one a game. There's the new banner, Sterling Channel 19, the National Emmy Award winner for Best Live Game Broadcast. Also where you can find us on youtube.com/SterlingTV19.
What an incredible honor for you guys. That's really, when you talk about a national award, man, that really says something.
Schmid now taking this one to the hoop, lays that one in. Schmid has 15 on the night. Cross now finds Senator, who finds Watson. Watson looks underneath towards Joseph. Joseph now has it once again. Finds Pearson. 4 minutes to go, halfway through this third quarter, as Senator rips a two-pointer. Nice little mid-range jumper, who finds himself at 10 points on the night.
Yeah, we've seen him score on some drives. Again, dish the ball off, hit threes, and score from different areas of the floor.
So this one gets out to Schmid, who gets fouled on the way up. I don't think that'll count for two, so that will be on the floor as we take a look at the replay of Senator's, or excuse me, this is Travis Schmidt's layup.
Travis Schmidt, as is the entire Sterling team, continuing to play real good defense.
I think that's been the story of this game, is how well they play defense today, and West Deptford has not been able to get any traction going on the offensive side of the ball.
And early on, that's what led to a lot of their fast break opportunities.
There's a Zion Arnett, ticking on another two, giving him 9 points on the night. Watson going to chuck up a three-pointer, and he's been on fire tonight as well. He has 12 points and has been absolutely ripping it from beyond the arc. Arnett stays in, finds Key, who finds Schmid in the corner. Schmid's going to do a mid-range jumper. That one does not go. Pearson gets the rebound. Nice pass inside towards Joseph, and they get Schmid with the foul. We take a look.
This second half has really been up-tempo, Dan. I know, for a time early on, it was both teams were getting their half-court set going, but I think what Sterling was doing with the steals really picked up the tempo of this game, and when one team plays that way, the other team can do that, and that's what Sterling did. They set the tempo and got West Deptford into doing that too. And Sterling's done a better job, of course, with having all the veteran players.
So the big man for West Deptford, Michael Joseph, 8 points per game, 29% from the charity stripe, misses his second, made his first. That was the first free throws of the night. Both of these teams have been very disciplined. This one gets out to Camardo, over to Arnett. Arnett fakes a shot, gonna move into the lane. A nice move there from number one, and number one makes no mistake there, as he has 11 points on the night.
That's a senior for you right there, showing great body control. We're all aware of what's around them defensively and finishing.
So now Camardo moving up the court here for Sterling after the miss by West Deptford. He slows it down. A nice pass to the outside where he's looking for Arnett. So take a look at this replay. Arnett just driving into the lane. Does that move a lot. He kind of goes into the hop step into the floater. Definitely a signature move for Zion.
Has the basket cam taken in many dunks this year? Or?
No, not a single one. You can find us on Facebook at Sterling Channel 19. We'll have all the updates you guys need to know at home and stuff happening here at the channel, and of course stuff happening around the schools. So make sure you guys go follow us on Facebook at Sterling Channel 19.
Dan, we were looking at the group standings as we look at our great fans here, and Sterling's right in the middle of the pack.
Yep.
Definitely a scary team for some of the higher seeded teams, and they can actually even improve on that seed with maybe a couple upset wins, bringing big with their schedule.
We'll talk about a big game this Thursday against Gloucester.
Bigger teams on it.
Yeah, talk about a big game this Thursday against Gloucester, the team right above them. They're at 10-2. Sterling at 7-6, but Sterling definitely has had a little bit tougher competition throughout the year.
But I always say that gets you ready for the home, the stretch, the playoffs. Because a lot of those games a lot of times have a playoff type atmosphere to them.
And a bullet pass from Easton goes out of bounds there, so Sterling will maintain possession. 2:25 left here in quarter number 3. Sterling with a pretty big lead over West Deptford. Leading by around 14 as Borsch now going to chuck up a three-pointer. Nothing but net there from Josh Borsch. Beautiful haircut, nice and crispy on the sides, and Borsch, fresh haircut, fresh game. 8 points on the night for him.
And Borsch is getting those open looks. A lot has to do with good ball movement around the outside, but also because he showed the ability to blow past defenders and drive to the basket. So they're well aware of that being part of his arsenal.
This one goes out to Carter Watson, excuse me. This one gets out to Martello, who finds Eason. Eason going to rip a two-pointer. That one does not go. Rebound there by Borsch. Borsch taking it up the court. Finds Arnett. Arnett in the corner to Camardo. Camardo's going to move into the lane. Does not get it. Looking for the rebound. It's a foul call. And you know, Shul, something I just realized, Sterling has had only 2 people not score in this one. Julian Tummings and Jason Camardo have been the 2 to not find the net just yet. But everyone else on the team has found it, as now Camardo's going to go to the line to try and get himself on the board.
Well, Jason Camardo's done a nice job as one of the floor generals.
Yeah.
Dishing the ball off and making things happen in other ways.
And Camardo has found the net. 45% from the free throw line. Only 4 points per game, but I'd say the points per game does not emphasize how much he's needed on that floor. It's just, the floor general kind of slows the game down for Sterling. And again, Kay makes a good point. After the state championship goal, he can kind of do whatever he wants now. Johnson looks to go up. He gets his swatted. Easton now moving up the court. Gives it off to Watson. Watson, who's had the hot hand, trying to continue. That one does not go, and it hits off the top of the net.
Of course, Mr. K will have Jason Camardo in the spring. In baseball, his shortstop, I believe.
I'm pretty sure baseball practices start pretty soon, if I'm correct, Mr. K. Captain's practices, start this week for the baseball team. Looking to have a good year. Borsch now gets their pass from Arnett, makes a nice transition to the left hand and lays that one in for the Knights. He has 10 on the night.
Great pass from Arnett. And
Arnett picks his pocket. Arnett going towards the net, looking to rack the rim, does not get it and gets fouled.
Did he hear me talk about asking if the basket cam took in any dunks?
Yeah. Ambitious there from Arnett. It looked like he had it, did get fouled.
Yeah.
I think this one might be a flagrant.
And he had the defender right on him, but what a burst. We saw that from right here.
Yeah,
man.
so
He's got some speed, and he can separate.
So this one looks like it'll be a flagrant foul on Pearson. Arnett misses his first free throw. Definitely feeling something in that left hand. Looks like he landed pretty awkwardly. Again, Sterling's points per game leader, 70% from the charity stripe. He's just going to get the immediate sub off here. Not a good look there for Zion Arnett. He's holding his left hand pretty whimsically.
He's all right because obviously there's a lot of season left.
Yeah, he's going straight to the locker room. It's not a good sight there, and especially Schulz in a blowout game that this one is. I mean, up by 20, you do not want to see one of your stars go down. And just a very, very shining star as well. Arnett's had himself a great breakout season. I mean, not that he was bad before, but 13 points per game, a new high for him. He's moving up the court now as Senator. Great defense here by Johnson, making him rethink his action and going up. Watson looking to knock that one down and does. So Carter Watson still staying hot as he has 15 points on the night as we take a look at the replay.
Yeah, it's a catch and shoot. He doesn't care where he gets it from right now. That was close to the 3, but he's had a couple from a little further out, just feeling good about himself, shooting from the outside.
Our next TV game will be this Thursday, January 23rd, a big PowerPoint implication game as Sterling will look to go against Gloucester. That'll be live on Channel 19 and live on youtube.com/SterlingTV19. And again, as we take a look at the Colonial Liberty standings, Haddonfield on top, 10-3, 4-1. Haddon Heights at 9-5, 3-2 in the division, and then Sterling at a 7-6 record, looking to get themselves back on pace to try and catch up to Heights and Haddonfield.
A lot of fans here looking on, and Danny, we looked at the standings. Haddonfield was supposed to graduate everybody. You hear it all the time, and sure enough, they come back this year with first-year starters, and they're atop of the division. Mr. K and I did a game last week with them, and boy, they're every bit as impressive as that 10-3 record shows. They do everything right. They don't make mistakes. They make you beat yourselves, and we saw them play a pretty good Haddon Heights team and beat them pretty easily.
So there was M. Kaz, Mr. K's daughter. And Yeshel's, and as a Sterling, a Sterling fan, as much as I love doing the broadcast, at heart I'm a Sterling fan. Haddonfield being as good as they are is unbelievably frustrating at times. As now Borsch takes this one into the lane, looking for Johnson. That one taken away by Senator. Now moving up is Eason. Eason, with a couple of defenders in front of him, gets contact and draws the foul. Let's take a look at the replay. Looks like they're going to call that one on Tummings, as now Easton's going to go to the line to shoot 2. 5 points per game as a freshman, 62% from the charity stripe this year. Nails his first. Easton finds his first point of the night. Just misses his second. So Borsch with the rebound now, scanning, looking for options, finds Johnson, gives it off to Tummings. Tummings now to Key. Key back up to Borsch. Borsch with the long reach, gets up for that one, gives it off to Jones. Jones now for the three-pointer. Does not go. Sterling looking for the rebound. Good aggression there from Sterling. It looks like that one's going to be awarded to West Deptford. Looks like a substitution coming in for the game here. Carter Watson, who leads the team in points for the West Deptford Eagles with 15. Checking back into this game here for the Eagles. They're going to throw him in the corner. Sterling's going to have to be careful about that. This one gets off to Senator. Senator pressured heavily here by Tummings, and Tummings fouls him. A smart foul there by Tummings. Make sure he did not get up the court and get a last-second shot. Now they're going to have to inbound this one. That was a very smart foul now, so they got to throw this one in, looking for a shot in the last second. A nice throw in, and Amari Key gets charged with a foul there.
I think he's going to get 3 shots. Looked like it was.
Yeah, he's going to get 3 shots.
Get 3 shots.
It's definitely not the way that Sterling wanted to end this quarter. Senator, the senior, 14 points per game, 63% from the charity stripe. He's at 10 points right now. Leads the team in scoring. Although Watson having himself a pretty good night. Leads the team right now in scoring with 15 points.
As I said earlier, give credit to Senator, senior, leading scorer, playing with a lot of underclassmen, but he's really playing hard. And not only playing hard, trying to create shots, trying to create offense, but you also see him hustling and playing hard on the defensive end. And when you have a senior that does that, that reverberates down to the younger players. So that's something I think Coach McEwen really appreciates.
So there's a beautiful shot of the Castle as we're going to cut to break for just one moment. Sterling up 59-45.
Bad decision. Not wearing a seatbelt while driving increases fatal injuries by 78%. Hitting the windshield without a seatbelt feels like getting knocked out by an Olympic heavyweight boxer. Four times. The initial impact of a car crash is multiplied without a seatbelt. It feels like being tackled by 3 defensive backs running at full speed.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Good choice. Buckle up. It's not worth being a statistic.
Welcome back to Sterling Channel 19 as there was Laurel Road in Stratford, New Jersey, home to a couple of these Silver Knights, as Sterling has a 59-45 lead over the West Deptford Eagles.
Mr. K covers the entire area.
Yeah.
Not only from the ground, but also
from above.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, Sterling with a pretty major lead here over West Deptford. They're going to start with the ball. Casey Kozaneski is going to get the first touch. Has himself a three-pointer on the night. Oh. Casey, I think that's a mental error there, buddy.
He thought somebody was going to break one way, and they broke the other way.
Casey even looked a little confused, gave him a little chirp while he was sitting right here and kind of threw up the shrug like, I don't think that one was supposed to happen. So Salim Jones gets his first foul, and errors by Sterling on the fouling part have now brought this into a closer lead.
Yeah, it almost seems like it's a 25-point game, not a 14-point lead by Sterling. But I think you got to give credit to Coach Barringer putting a lot of playing a lot of different players, and I don't know that a lot of coaches would do that in this situation.
So this one finds Kozaneski. Kozaneski going to slow things down, finds Jones. Jones cutting into the lane looking for Johnson. Johnson does a good job of collecting it and laying that one in. Johnson with 4 on the night.
Really good ball movement there by Sterling.
Johnson playing defense here, and it gets a nice block right there against Joseph. Kozaneski collects the rebound. Foul called. Looks like that one's going to be on Eason as we take a look at the layup.
You see Johnson on one end of the floor getting the basket and then showing real good defense away from the ball on the other end of the floor.
Jones gets this one off to Key. Key finding Johnson. Johnson gets the one taken away from him by Watson. Senator has it. Going to give it off to Eason. Eason from beyond the arc. Wide open. Does not go. Rebound there by Sterling. Schmid was looking for Key. That's a giveaway. West Deptford looking for the layup. That one does not go. Schmid fighting for the rebound underneath the basket. It looks like it'll be a jump ball in possession of West Deptford. Mental errors, Schulz, and especially right now, has been what's killing the Silver Knights throughout the year.
Yeah. They had the inbound play. Somebody broke the wrong way, and they're the little things.
Yeah.
The little things can
simply
can really make a difference.
And simply, to put it, Schulz, it's been the little things that have been kind of killing the Knights throughout the year this year. And there's yet another little thing. The communication just not on point here for Sterling in the fourth quarter. It looks like Camardo's saying he got hit, but nevertheless, I don't think that would have impacted anything. Kozaneski's not near that ball. Is Watson going to chuck up a 3? That one does not go. Johnson searching for the rebound, and that'll be awarded in Sterling possession. Sterling needing to get out of their defensive side here, as they have not been able to do so in a couple of minutes. Key gives this one off, and once again, West Deptford playing some scrappy defense right now.
They have not given up.
No.
And they're playing like a young team, just learning to play at the varsity level.
A timeout called by Sterling. Definitely a much-needed timeout, as the energy it just has kind of disappeared.
The coach just trying to get everybody back on the right track here.
Split screen of the two teams in the huddles.
Coach McEwen been at West Deptford for a while now.
And just something to mention, I mean, when we were talking about the boys game against Harrison, that was the same night the Eagles played the Rams for the first time. And speaking of the Rams, got a big win this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Just weird how that all correlates sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
You can follow us on Instagram at SterlingTV19, where we'll have all the behind-the-scenes pictures you guys need, all the funny stuff happening around the castle, and stuff from Mr. K. Make sure you guys go follow us on Instagram at SterlingTV19.
Good crowd on a cold, ridiculously cold night.
Yeah. There's Arnett and Johnson. Arnett back on the bench. I would assume he's not going to check back into this matchup, just as a precaution, unless this thing gets really close.
Yeah, you don't want to take any chances with one of your top players.
Top is an understatement. He's just been so big for Sterling this year. Someone who's not afraid to shoot it. As they get out of their own side, Camardo now taking this one to the net. Tries to move around, gets fouled on the way up. Looks like he'll go to the line to shoot 2. So Camardo has a point tonight, 45% from the free throw line. 4 points per game this year for the point guard. Nelson first.
I think Coach Barringer's message to his team was, hey, let's just clean it up, keep playing the right way. And I think, I mentioned it earlier, that's the thing that when you get in a game like this, you get the tendency of trying to do too much, trying to be sloppy, but you want to play the right way because you want what you're doing in this game to carry over to the next game, and it's maybe just a little bit more competitive. Sometimes you can get into bad habits that really can carry over.
So Watson now heavily guarded here by Schmid. Gives it off to Senator, who's guarded by Kozaneski. Looks underneath for Joseph. This one back out to Watson. Watson for three. That one does not go. Rebound there by Johnson.
Watson can miss, right?
You know, just a general note, Schulze, and I'm sure Tad would agree with me on the truck here. I've seen Camardo get tripped or fouled maybe a couple times this season as there's a nice layup there by Johnson. And he might be one of the least fouled players I've ever seen in my life. And a lot of them are very, very, very foulable, if that's the right word for it. Yeah.
Well,
poor kid.
It's odd in this game. What did we go to well into the third quarter before there was a foul shot?
Yeah. So
that speaks to a little bit to what you're saying. And it's been somewhat of a physical game. I mean, you see our net over there, and there's definitely been a decent amount of contact. But, I mean, the refs definitely have control of the game. Everybody has their own style. Some call it a little bit more tightly, and I think as long as you're consistent, which I think they are, it's
Schmid going to chuck up a three-pointer. That one does not go. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson gets fouled on the way up. And he'll go to the line to shoot, too. Talk about someone who's having a good game. Johnson has done a great job on the offensive boards throughout the night.
Really has, and that's the one thing. This game's had its ebbs and flows. Strong really look crisp. They looked a little sloppy. One area where they've been consistently dominating is on the boards, on both the offensive and defensive boards.
Johnson nails his first free throw as we take a look at his Zion Arnett. It looks like his finger. Getting attended to by our athletic trainer, Sean Klink. So Johnson now to shoot his second. Just misses.
Johnson's got those long arms. They go out over everybody.
So Watson now taking this one up. Gives this one off to Pearson, who finds Martello. Finds Watson. Watson standing. Finds Senator, who finds Pearson. Pearson now driving into the lane on Camardo. Great defense there by Jason and Marcus Johnson. Jason does a good job getting out of harm's way. Finds Kozaneski. Kozaneski going to put this one up for the layup and gets it in. Casey Kaz finds himself with 5 points on the night.
Good job by Casey Kozaneski finishing. Good job by Camardo finding him.
Little 360 layup there for Senator does not go. It's Camardo now moving up the court. Going into the paint, gives it off. Johnson gets his shot blocked there by Joseph. Now Senator moving up the court. Good defense there by Kozaneski. Martello now back over to Senator. Senator finds Watson. Quickly closed down on by Key. Pearson. Senator. Senator moving into the lane. A nice pass there to Joseph. Joseph cannot cash in on the two. So Camardo taking his time now. They called the press off here. So Sterling definitely having a little bit more of a relaxing time moving up the court. This one out to Schmid. Schmid fakes the shot. Back over to Camardo. Camardo dribbles out. Finds Schmid. Schmid to Key. To Kaz. Kozaneski for three. Does not go. Rebound Schmid. Schmid with the nice take in the and one. 17 points for Travis Schmid. Continuance of his dominance.
We've seen a little bit of everything from Travis Schmidt. The threes, running the floor, a nice low post move right there, spinning around and giving himself an opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play.
So Schmid now at the charity stripe, 96% shooter this year. And he misses. Oh no.
That is
announcer sings.
Yeah. Sterling TV 19 kiss of death right there.
Yep.
God knows I've made that many times.
Yeah, I've continuously made it. It's been a pretty big curse for me. It's happened to me more than it happened to Jake and Brian last year. I do that all the time. So Schmid checks out of this game what looks like he's going to be the last time he's in it. 17 points for the senior tonight. Key gets a screen set for him by Johnson. Has Borsch. Borsch gives it off to Johnson. Johnson in the post, makes a nice move, and Johnson squeaky clean to the net. He has 8 points.
And the nice thing about that move by Johnson was he didn't go to the floor with the ball, just spun around, knew where he was at in relation to the defender and the basket.
Johnson once again taking this one to the hoop, and he's having himself a great second half. Has himself 10 points now on the night.
He might be headed for a post-game interview,
Oh, yeah.
Danny, I think.
And Senator responds. 15 points on the night for Senator. Matches his point per game total. Rosano now in the corner looking underneath for Johnson. Johnson once again on Senator looking for the hook shot. Getting that one in.
Before your time, but almost a little bit of the old Kareem Abdul-Jabbar hook shot. Maybe not exactly the way Jabbar did it, but a hook shot all the same.
We're going to point at the Marcus Johnson hook shot now. There's a timeout called here by West Deptford. Johnson just on fire this game against West Deptford. A nice post move, had a nice floater. Definitely proving himself as a great player for this Knights team. So thank you all for tuning in here as we take another replay, or look at the replay of Johnson's drive to the rim. I'm Daniel Leakin, joined by Kevin Schulz. A good crowd here for Sterling, but definitely has depleted as time has went on. A couple football players in the stands. We have Ollie Ward and Desi Mullen.
Bright John, soccer player over there, part of the big run. And Dan, just like we knew, this league got down to what, 13, 14.
Yeah.
Again, kudos to Coach Barringer, sticking with putting everybody in, and he's rewarded by Sterling pulling out now to a 23-point lead.
So a good conference game between these two teams, and you can follow us on Twitter or X at Sterling TV 19. We'll have live updates of all the sports and, of course, all the things happening around the castle. So make sure you guys go follow us on Twitter or X at Sterling TV 19.
And again, Dan, you've seen some mistakes here and there from Sterling in this game. They just seem to me like a team that's close to, but just right now coming up a little short, finding that rhythm, finding that, getting into that rhythm where you can go on a roll, go on a big run at the end of the year. More than capable of doing it. It's just a matter of playing through some things and getting there. And I think that's well within their reach. With that being said, though, it's a tough road when you get to the playoffs. When you look at Camden, even though they're not seed as high this year, Middle Township at the top. Cinnamin's always good.
So this one back to Johnson. Johnson continuing his dominance in the paint.
Just having his way down there.
Make that 14 points on the night for Johnson.
A big reason why now we're looking at a 25-point lead by Sterling.
Tummings closing out. But a nice move to the basket there for Eason. That one did not go, so rebound by Borsch. Tummings has it. The only Silver Knight not to score yet in this matchup. Good physical play on the bottom there by Easton. Now moving to the lane is Pearson. Borsch blows right by him, and Pearson with the layup. So Tummings now.
The bottom line of this game, you just want it to come away with a win and just keep moving forward here.
Tummings has it. Looking for a read, finds Kozaneski. Good hustle there by what looks like Cross. Still hustling are these West Deptford Eagles, man. No quit. Nice passing here from Sterling. Kozaneski for three. Does not go. Guerzano looking for the putback. Does not go. Johnson looking for the putback. Does not go. Still going, but the Eagles get the rebound.
And many times we've seen Sterling with multiple offensive opportunities down in the low post.
With a foul called there on Rosano. Rosano had the game-winning goal against Robbinsville, where we were down actually 11-9 in terms of players due to Bright John and Ant Ortiz both getting awarded red cards, and Rosano just has that clutch gene. Man, that was I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. Schulze, that was a
2 players, especially when you think of the caliber team you were playing.
Yeah,
it's just that's just a once in a lifetime thing. Just an incredible accomplishment by our guys on the soccer team.
Goosebumps, Schulze. I got pretty bad goosebumps, and Rosano hit his head pretty hard there. Oof. A couple of injuries, not very timely for the Sterling team. Ooh. Well, right now, the only 2 Sterling players that have not scored that have been in the game are Julian Tummings and Nate Schwartz. Everyone else. Looks like we have 10 players who have scored. Rosano being one of them. He did have a 3-pointer earlier in the half. So 10 players for Sterling, spreading the scoring around really well, as Mr. Sewell said, as this game winding down. Schwartz now going to fire up a 3. That one does not go. Getting a little ambitious. Tummings now firing up a 3. That one does not go. Rebound by West Deptford. Sterling having a little bit of fun with it now. Pearson looking underneath. Nice takeaway there from Rosano.
Oh,
looks like a travel violation called right there on Halter. Still grabbing at his head. Definitely a little bit of discomfort for Rosano. Concussion protocol for Rosano. Jones has it. Over to Tummings. 9 seconds remain. Looks like they're just going to tick this one away. Schwartz now in the corner, ripping a 3-pointer, and he knocks it down. Nate Schwartz, first varsity points for Sterling. What a great way to end it off here for Sterling as they win 81-55 over West Deptford. Let's take a look at the replay.
Nate's amped up here.
Amped up the student section as well. What a nice shot.
Nothing but net.
That's one of the Sterling baseball players. It's where he spends most of his days. Catcher for Sterling and doing it on the basketball court as well. Nothing but net there from Schwartz.
Putting up the 3 sign.
What a fun moment there as Sterling wins 81-55. Post-game show to follow with a couple of the Sterling players.
Hey Liz, what's up? Hey Maddie.
Why are you wearing Crocs?
They're so comfortable. You should really get a pair.
Maddie, take them off. They're so ugly.
Three days later.
Hi. Hey. You're wearing Crocs? You're wearing sneakers? I thought you said those were ugly.
Well, I guess they are kind of comfy.
Do you want these? You definitely want these, right? I really think you want these cookies.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
No. No. No.
To 55 win over the West Deptford Eagles, and I'm here with Travis Schmidt. Now, Travis, just talk about what went right for you guys today.
A lot. The offense was firing. We got on an early run, which sparks everyone else, and the guys that came off the bench, they did their thing. So it was a great team win today.
We've talked, outside of here, Trav. I mean, give us just a clue in your mind on how good it feels to kind of get your 3-point shot back where you naturally succeed a lot of the time.
I've been in a slump, and I've had to find other ways to score and generate offense. But it felt good today to finally see one go in, and the first one I shot dropped. So that's great for me. It's good for my confidence. It's good for the other guys. They see me open. Get it to me. So it's really just a good thing for the team.
Now, Trav, I mean, the team has had their struggles throughout the year. I mean, tell us about how, good it is, or how good it feels to be back home, how good it feels to have a couple of these, home conference games to give you guys some support, give you guys some juice.
Yeah, and it was the same thing in soccer. We went through our struggles. We had our ups, we had our downs. We're trying to handle it the same way here. Keep in control what we can control. As Barringer says, keep the main thing. So, it's good to be back home and get a win in the conference and, carry that into the next week, 2-3 weeks, more conference games. So it's
great game, Travis. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you.
So next I'll have Marcus Johnson. Now, Marcus, where'd that game come from, man? That was insane.
Yeah, I was just playing hard, playing with my team, just going through the emotions and getting the easy buckets.
Now, I mean, man, your post moves were ridiculously great. I mean, just tell us, how you kind of work on that kind of stuff. I mean, you look like you've been doing this for forever, man.
Yeah, I've been working on that all summer. Just putting the reps in, and then it's come naturally, and then it's come to you.
And so you were a JV player primarily last year. I mean, the transition to varsity, how's that been for you, with this team?
It feels good that, knowing that my team trusts me, be on the floor with them, and I trust them, and let us to a win.
Marcus, great game today, buddy. Thank you for coming on. Next, it's my boy, Casey Kaz. Now, Casey, came off the bench, spark plug game for you today. How'd that feel?
Felt amazing, man. I was looking for opportunity, and finally got me one. Finally got me a 3.
Just knowing that 3 went in, having the crowd cheer for you, how'd that feel for you, man?
Felt amazing, man. Love the crowd. It's all my guys.
Now, I was told to ask you this question from the truck. Mr. K told me to ask you, how does it feel to fly a drone, Casey?
I haven't flown in a minute, but felt great, I guess. I don't know. It's like a little PS controller.
Now, on a little bit more of a serious note, Casey, the team has definitely had their ups and downs throughout the year this year. You've been, a veteran role model for some of these kids. What do you guys think needs to improve going forward? Try and, get you guys back into the swing of things, classic Sterling basketball that we know and love.
We just got to communicate more. I feel like if we hold teams under 40-ish points, we're going to win every game. So defense is the biggest part. Everybody can score 1 through 5, so that's it.
Casey, thank you for coming on, buddy. Congratulations, big dog. I appreciate you coming on. And then last but certainly not least will be Coach Behringer, as Dean Collins, our person getter, is going to grab him for us. Coach B, pleasure to be back with you. I mean, it's been a little bit,
man, because we haven't been home in a long time.
That was going to be my first question, Coach B. How does it feel to be back home, get a win for the fans today?
It's good. I mean, obviously, the thing's a lot. It's a lot of things that we need to clean up, but kudos to Jay and what he does at West Deptford. Like, those kids always got fighting them, and they play hard. But as you see, there's a lot of things that we can improve upon with the turnovers and stupid mistakes, not getting back, so on and so forth.
Talk about, if you can, just the team chemistry. 11 different players shot and scored today. I mean, how does that make you feel when you kind of hear that stat?
Well, that's what we try to do. We try to, when we talk about a brotherhood, we try to, demonstrate that through trusting that, all these guys can play. And when those guys are playing and those guys feel like they're a part of something, then that means they want to play harder and can only benefit the whole.
And with the long stretch of Colonial Conference games now coming back to the Castle, I mean, what do you? Yeah, I was about to say, how are you feeling about those games, that are going to be coming here and trying to get you guys back into the swing of things in the division?
We're excited about that because we have some of them at home, some of them that we want to get back. We got 2 tough ones on the road, obviously going to Woodbury. They're always going to play better at home. And then you got Paulsboro, who in their gym, they're going to be tough at home. But we're excited to get Heights and Haddonfield back over here. Get a little home cooking.
Coach B, thank you for coming on. Congratulations with the win today.
It's good to see Mr. Schulz back there on the call, man. I can't wait to listen to it.
Wipe off a little rust, but
wipe
I
off
was
a little
okay.
rust right there. So welcome back. And speaking of Mr. Schulz, I'm going to send it to him right now to close us out. Mr. Schulz?
Yeah, an outstanding job by Danny. Our next TV game, Sterling's going to be playing, I believe, Gloucester on Thursday. So that'll be home. And that's the next TV game. So for Mr. K, Danny Leakin, the entire tech crew, I'm Mr. Schulz. We'll see you next time on Sterling TV 19. I forgot.